Welcome back to Houston Life. When a disaster happens, you may turn to your savings or insurance to bail you out. But what do you do if those things aren't even available to you? For one local restaurant server, the answer was the Southern Smoke Foundation. And she is here now with her story and a message of hope for others who find themselves in a situation that feels more like a crisis. Okay. Analia Luna, welcome to Houston Life. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
Okay. And I'm glad you're happy now, but it wasn't always the case when you had to turn to Southern Smoke. So let's start from the beginning. What got you into the culinary field?
So originally I was in retail and I just was looking for something different. I had always been a foodie. I loved going out to local restaurants and supporting the community from that side. And I was like, I wonder what it would be like from the other side. I had already been working with people, so I thought it would be a good transition. But restaurants is a skilled thing for sure. There's a lot you have to learn. It's not just like, oh, I'm having fun with my friends all day eating food and things like that. Yeah.
Right. So, okay, so you go in, you make a serious change of direction from retail, you get into food service and beverage and working. And then what happened that kind of probably had to lead you to calling Southern Smoke?
So I reached out to Southern Smoke because I was affected by Beryl, like a lot of people in Houston, pretty much everyone.
Yeah.
My restaurant was closed for 10 days. I personally didn't have power for 7 days. And I just didn't know who else to ask. I don't have family here. I didn't have a savings because I had recently switched jobs. So it was kind of really bad timing for me personally.
Right. And so when you called them up, how did that go? What did they say?
Honestly, initially I was really nervous because I thought I wouldn't be the ideal candidate. I'm not a working mom. I didn't lose my car. I didn't lose my house. I didn't have major flooding, but because of those things, my restaurant being closed, maybe I would lose my house. So I was like, I'm just gonna apply and see.
Right.
They said they'll look at every person individually, and they were very warm the entire time. Yeah. I always felt like I was maybe the only person applying, which maybe is a weird way to say it, but I felt like the care was very there. And it's scary to ask for help, and I never felt like anyone was looking down on me at all. Everyone was always, we're here to help you. What can we do for you? And I just loved having that energy.
That's amazing. So Chris, you're hearing this. This is your foundation. She didn't know where to turn. She calls your foundation up. How does that make you feel? What's going through your mind? I can tell you're getting a little emotional about it, which is totally warranted.
Yeah, it happens to me.
Yeah.
Because I don't hear the stories.
Right.
Right. I don't know who is affected, who gets funded. I literally know none of it. I get to do these things, and so to sit and listen to it, it always affects me a little bit differently every time. Mm-hmm. You know, just to know that what we started, there's something for somebody to fall back on, so they don't have to worry, and it gets me every time when I hear it.
Yeah. So this program definitely impacted you, Analia. And I mean, what do you think would have happened on the other end if you hadn't have reached out? Or what advice do you have for someone who's kind of going through that same situation?
Just being in this industry, I mean, unfortunately, situations do happen. A couple years ago, when all the catalytic converters were being stolen, I was terminated from a job and I didn't have anyone to call. And it was very scary. So just knowing, and the thing is with Southern Smoke, you can apply once a year. It's not you get it once forever and you're ineligible for another time. And you don't have to work at a high-end restaurant. You can work at any restaurant. You can be in any position, like they were saying.
Right.
Especially for back of house. You know, I make tips. They don't.
Right.
We could have 2,000 people come through in a night and they're going to make the same amount of money. So I just would encourage anyone to apply. If you think you need it, you know what you need, just ask.
Right.
That doesn't mean that everyone is going to be approved, obviously, because money isn't infinite, but like if you think you need it, like these people will be there.
Southern Smoke is there. Wow. Anything to add to that? Final thoughts on that?
I'm always blown away by the work that the team does.
Yeah.
And just the empathy and the thought and the care that is put into each person. It really blows me away.
Yeah, you can tell they didn't treat her like you were just another number, another case. The way,
not at all.
Yeah.
But I also didn't feel like I had to tell my entire life story and like.
It's just like, I need help.
someone
I'm in the
crying.
community.
It literally was as simple as, hey, I'm a person that does need help. That's why I'm applying. And they were like, thank
We
you
get it.
for,
That's totally.
The team gets it. Like that's why it's set up. It's not there to make you feel bad.
Yeah.
Because no, if it was there, like if there wasn't that level of care, nobody would do it. right?
Right.
Because nobody needs to know, like, I need a little bit of assistance right now to get me through because whatever.
Right. It's
We're
just
like, why? Like, no, that's never the answer, right?
Yeah.
It's more, okay, how can we work this through? Let's work through how we can do this. And, you know, it really does work. I mean, this year alone, I mean, we go back to the Maui Flyers of last year, over $350,000 funded there. We're over $350,000 for the derecho, $70,000 or $80,000 for Riadoso. I mean, in those, and then Barrow, we're still working through that.
And we could go on and on those
can.
stats.